Radio, 99.1 FM.
A pleasant good morning to you and welcome to your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM for today, February 7th, 2021. Before I bring to you our top stories, let me bring to you today's front page comment that can be found in the country's leading newspaper, that's the Kaieteur News. It is titled, Our Leaders Have Sold Us Out. What is happening with our oil is so dirty and stinking that it naga water for washam. For that, we condemn and blame our political leaders. We hold them responsible for betraying the public's trust and specifically for licensing the barefaced plunder of our oil. Our leaders have sold us out. They have proven themselves unworthy of the respect of decent people. They have entered into secret deals behind the people's back. They deal amongst through highway robbery. They have given away our oil blocks to their friends and frontmen who will then unload these assets to the oil companies for the private fortune, while the people are left empty-handed. Regrettably, elements of our professionalism class and leaders of some of our representatives' organizations are given tacit consent to this. They are all part of the quote-unquote dirtiness which has evolved our country. It has been this way for centuries. Foreign exploiters always find cooperating domestic stooges which are more than willing to become complicit in improvising their own brothers and sisters. The people must expose and condemn all those who have jumped into bed with our leaders to help rape our country and to destroy the dreams which we had for our children. I am Joshua Van Slackman. Thank you for joining us. In our headlines this morning, ExxonMobil, ExxonMobil $7.6 billion in debt intends to use Guyana to bail itself out. Government has no right to gamble Guyana's future on ExxonMobil, according to international lawyer. Meanwhile, we used Guyana's discovery to demand harsher terms from oil companies, according to Suriname oil boss. And Bell West man stabbed to death over football grievance. 3 brothers in custody. And police promotion takes collapse. Get the details of these and more when the news returns. Welcome back and thank you for joining us. ExxonMobil's Corporate Secretary Stephen Linton and its CEO Darren Woods both noted during the company's 2020 Q4 earnings call last Tuesday that the supermajor is $67.6 billion in gross debt. The company intends to fund Guyana, one of its 2 most profitable businesses, in order to start paying down that debt. The company secretary revealed yesterday that in 2020, the company was only able to lower its debt by $1.2 billion to $67.6 billion. Wood told analysts that the company has set a hard, quote-unquote, hard limit of $70 billion for its debt. Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo has stated that the PPPC will quote-unquote safeguard people against footing the bills for disasters in the oil and gas sector. However, Guyana still remains unprotected and without comprehensive insurance in the event of an oil spill at any of the U.S. supermajors approved oil developments. It is on this premise that international environmental lawyer Melinda Janke categorically stated that the government has, and quote-unquote, absolutely no right to gamble the country's future on ExxonMobil. She reported that the government of the day has a constitutional duty to protect and safeguard the environment for present and future generations to come. And moving on, Guyana's mismanagement of the oil sector is one of the Suriname's promise to steer away from, as the country used Guyana's discovery to demand harsher fiscal provisions from oil companies looking to explore and produce oil in their country. By demanding better terms, Suriname is securing a better life for its citizens and the future generations. Revealing these in Impressive details is Managing Director and CEO of Suriname's national oil company Staatsolie, Rudolf Elias. Elias indicated that when Guyana struck oil, Suriname automatically knew that oil would be found in their land as well. This is because the two countries share a source rock, or the Guyana-Suriname Basin. These harsher terms Elias referred to ensure that Staatsolie leaves no stone unturned when it comes to securing benefits for his country. Three brothers, aged 26, 23, and a other below 18 years old, are now in police custody after allegedly stabbing a 20-year-old Bell West Coast Demerara man to death on Friday evening. Dead is Emmanuel Solomon, called Manny. According to police reports, Solomon was attacked by three suspects over an alleged misunderstanding over a football game that occurred some 8 months ago. Solomon's mother and sister, who were at home at the time, witnessed the murder. According to the distraught woman, her son was sitting in front of their 317 Bell West home when he was approached by three brothers and an unidentified female. The three remain in police custody as investigation continues. With talks of a settlement between the Attorney General and the Police Service Commission yielding no fruit, the High Court has set timelines for the continuation of the matter filed to block the promotions of several senior officers within the Guyana Police Force. The matter came up before Chief Justice Acting Roxanne George Wiltshire on Friday, with Deputy Solicitor General Deborah Kumar informing the court that despite efforts to reach a resolution, the talks fell through. The deputy informed that the court should therefore proceed with the judicial process towards resolving the matter. You're listening to us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Still to come. With no backup equipment, Exxon will flare every time it does routine maintenance, according to industry experts. Study commences into mammal biodiversity in Barometer, and Guyanese fishermen back home from Venezuela. And the man sues fake oil and gas university owner. Get the details of these stories and much more when the news returns. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Without backup and standby at this Liza Destiny oil vessel, ExxonMobil will flare every time it has to execute routine maintenance. Making these and other critical points is an expert in the oil and gas industry who spoke to us on the conditions of this. Their comments comes on the heels of Exxon's increased flaring from pilot levels at its Liza 1 operation offshore, which the oil giant reported over a week ago. Exxon finally came out to the press on Friday, where it gave an update on their defective gas compressor, which had led to the increased flaring. The Guyana Marine Conservation Society said that it commenced a study in collaboration with a few environmentalists allies into the biodiversity in the Guyana Region's 1 mangrove forest on Friday. The study involves having cameras in key areas to capture animal movements. The GMCS and its partners intend to collect data on medium and large mammals such as deer, jaguar, and monkeys. Understanding this of the animals among the mangrove forests will be critical to conversation and climate change conscious efforts, as they are inhabited by an endangered animal and bird species, and the data will inform mangrove protection efforts. And finally, on home soil, after 12 Guyanese fishermen who were detained at port in Venezuela, along with their respective vessels, Lady Nayara and Seawolf, for almost 3 weeks. The men were expected to arrive in Georgetown on Friday. However, they docked their vessels at Charity Wharf, located on the Essequibo Coast, Region 2. According to information, one of the vessels arrived sometime after 22 hours on Friday, while the other docked early yesterday. The men had been wrongfully intercepted on January 21st by the Venezuelan Navy vessel while fishing in Guyana's exclusive economic zone at Winey Point, just off the coast. That area is a part of the Essequibo that Venezuela wants to claim. And Luis Antonio Cornelia, citizen of the Dominican Republic, has sued a locally operated oil and gas firm as well as the Guyana Seafarers and General Workers Union to recover in excess of $5 million in salaries owed to him. According to court documents drafted by attorneys of Mohammed Nandalal and Associates, Cornelia has filed a fixed-date application in the High Court to recover various sum of monies amounting in excess of $5 million in salaries owed to him that should be for Darwin Bess of Alpha Petroleum Trading Incorporated and Simon Fortune of Guyana, the Guyana Seafarers and General Workers Union. Fortune was recently mixed up in a criminal case and had since been placed on bail for collecting millions to train persons to work in the field via a fake oil and gas school. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Let's remind you that you can get the full details of these stories and much more by picking up a copy of the Kaieteur News at a newsstand near you, or head across to our website at kaieteurnewsonline.com. I am Joshua Van Sleckman. Thank you for joining us. Have a great remainder of your Sunday morning, encouraging you to practice social distancing and to wear your face mask. Kevin Smith joined us next with a recap of all the top stories we carried over the past week in the Weekend Review. Stay with us right here on Kaieteur Radio.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on